names are Gerald and Estella Hayes. We were on The Biggest Loser 4 years ago. We were 63 years old at the time, and Stella lost 83 pounds, I lost 177 pounds. Oh, by the way, I also won $100,000. I was the at-home winner that season. But what I'm most proud of is I lost 151 pounds at home. Nobody has done that in the 14 seasons of Biggest Loser.
But we're here to tell you a story. And the story was 2 years before The Biggest Loser. We had a wake-up call regarding obesity with my youngest sister, Carol. Carol was a husky child and became a 400-plus adult for most of her life. The Sunday before her retirement at 55, we went to the ER. She coded and died that night. We didn't get the message regarding obesity.
2 years later, we were on The Biggest Loser at the ranch. In the first 45-minute workout, guess what happened? I passed out. I went down, just like Carol. We realized we needed to change, and we did. We got our lives back. This is our story. Every story you share will change somebody like us. We are the face of obesity.
How you guys doing? Some of you may know me as a choreographer, dancer, performer. I've shared the stage with Michael Jackson, Celine Dion, Diana Ross, Jennifer Lopez. But my name is Chris Judd. You know, I travel the country, including Canada, teaching on a dance convention tour called The Pulse, which is based out of Broadway Dance Center in New York City. And over a year, we teach over 30,000 kids. And what we do is that we mold them into becoming the next generation of performers and dancers and artists. And what I've noticed at these conventions, similar to this, all the food that's offered there is nothing but pizza, hamburgers, hot dogs, and cookies. And that's bad. We have to lead by example, and that's why we're here, right? It's up to us to educate the kids about nutrition and being healthy. And it's our responsibility to take care of them. And it starts with us by leading by example. I'm impressed, and thank you so much for having me, and I'm impressed by all these people on stage. Gerry, Estella, Lakin, Ruby, Eric, Todd, Teresa, and the Hulk. Every story that you say to someone can impact a person just like me to be here to help and be a part of the solution. I just want to say thanks. I'm Chris Judd. I am the face of obesity.
As the Vitality 2012 Female Champion, but my name is Lakin Ozarzak. All throughout my life, I was overweight and was bullied by classmates and teachers. But one moment stuck out particularly. I was 12 years old in 7th grade, and as most junior high students, I had a crush on this really hot guy in school. And he started talking to me. He wanted to walk me home. So I'm like, okay, cool, just go with it. And the next day, the mean girls at my school came up to me at my locker and were like, oh, I heard you and so-and-so were going out. Again, no idea at the time what this meant. But I went along with it. This continued on for a couple more days, walking home, talking to me at school, and then the next day, those same mean girls came up to me and were like, oh, I heard you and so broke up. I'm like, again, don't know what that means, so I just went along with it. Okay. Well, by the end of that day, I had found out that I was the butt of a really cruel, it was April Fool's Day joke that day. I went home that day and told my mom, why are they so cruel to me just because I'm different? Why? And she said, just stick yourself in their shoes. And it's something that has stuck with me, that moment. And if it wasn't for experiences like those, like that April Fool's Day joke, I wouldn't be able to be here today on this stage to share my story with you. I managed in 10 months and 21 days to lose 170.5 pounds. Every time you share a story, it could impact a person like me. I am the face of obesity.
Good morning. Those people know me as Miss America 2011. I became the youngest Miss America in over 70 years when I won the crown at just 17 years old, right out of high school. But my family calls me Teresa. My name is Teresa Scanlan. And most of you may be wondering, what on earth does Miss America have to say about obesity? Why would she even care about this issue? Well, let me tell you that as Miss America 2011, as I traveled the country, I saw how obesity impacts the entire nation. My personal platform is on eating disorders awareness, which, let me tell you, is just the other side of the same coin. Whether you are starving yourself to death or eating yourself to death, we are abusing food in this country, and it's time for that to change. We have to come together to face the issue and make a difference. Why is this issue important to me? Because my family has experienced the impacts of obesity, the tremendous difficulty. My grandpa suffered from obesity and experienced several heart attacks and strokes because of that. And he passed away when I was 3 years old. I'm the middle of 7 children, and he never had the chance to meet my youngest siblings. My dad lost his father when he was just starting a young family from the effects of obesity. Obesity continues to impact my family. It's a struggle for many of us. So I'm on a mission to change that. 2 of my sisters and my mom are now on the challenge with me. Because we're coming together to make a change in our lives because we don't want to lose another family member. That's my story. Every story you share can impact someone like me. I'm the face of obesity.
What's up, Visalus maniacs? A few of you may know me as Hulk Hogan, but my real name is Terry Bollea. My story goes like this. As a child and as an adolescent, I was always the fattest kid in my class. I lived near the beach my whole life. Finally, one day, I decided to ride my bike to the beach. And on that day, I got up enough courage, and I finally took my shirt off. Well, instead of nipples, I had dimples. And at the end of the day, with everybody talking about how fat I was, I decided to get on my bike and ride home. So I put my shirt on, and when I went to ride my bike, all the spokes had been kicked out of my bike, so I couldn't ride my bike home. So by the time I got home, I told my dad I forgot to lock my bike up and someone stole it. Well, 2 things happened. I never got another bicycle, and I never went back to the beach. And every time I hear or someone shares a story like this, it impacts someone like me, because I am the face of obesity.
Serious stuff. My name is Eric Rose. I was somewhere between 600-700 pounds, and not anyone you would have ever approached about the challenge because you didn't know I existed. You know, I didn't go outside. I was scared to go in public places. To this day, when I hear people giggling in public places, I assume it's about me. You'll hear, you know, of course I was always a big guy, so no one ever bullied me. But you know, I'd walk through an aisle at Walmart, and when I'd go into the next aisle, you'd hear people start laughing. You know, people asking me, "Oh, you're a big guy. The bigger they are, harder they fall. Do you ever trip? And if you do you bounce?" You know, it's like that's funny, but me. And you know, if it wasn't for someone like Hulk who put it on Facebook, you know, I wouldn't have got started. And thank you. And stemming from that, you know, I live in a small town, 3,000-4,000 people, and in my story, I've got eight people in the Century Club. I have 2 people closing in on 200 pounds, and it's amazing. And I'm working on my 3. And you know, if it wasn't, you know.